Okay, so I'm Shermaine, I'm a student. I used to have a Bichon, 10-year-old Bichon named Junior, and now I have a Pomeranian named Dexter. So I've always liked animals since I was young, so I always wanted a dog. I thought being young and the only child, the dog was a good companion. So I decided to get a dog. We got him from a shop. So I remember Junior was when I walked into the shop, he was the most active dog there. He was jumping around the cage. So I was like, yes, that's the one. So I decided to bring him home. At that time I was 12, so I didn't have any second thoughts. It's just a dog. I want to bring it home. Yeah, that's how we got Junior. My first impression, being young, a dog was just very cute. He was just very cute. I didn't really have much of an impression, I would think. Fun, cute. I finally have someone to play with at home. Yeah, that was my impression of having a dog, a pet. Now that I have a second dog, my impression definitely changed. I'm older now, I understand better what is it like to be a pet owner. Now most of the responsibility is on me, not my parents anymore. So being a pet owner is really a lot of hard work, a lot of commitment. I have to make a lot of changes because my pet depends on me, right? So it's definitely different from when I had Junior. When I had Junior, most of the responsibility was on my parents because technically my role is just to play with my dog, right? Yeah, so that's something that really changed, the responsibility part. So throughout Junior's life, he kind of suffered from skin problems. So even after all the diet changes and all the allergy tests, we couldn't really resolve his skin problems. So we always visit the vet. Vet visits were very frequent. So he did a lot of steroid jabs, which I guess was bad, but at the time I didn't know, right? I didn't do much research because his skin problem was quite serious and it's patches of red, and all I wanted to do was help him get rid of it so that he'll be more comfortable. Towards the end, Junior passed away from diabetes, which led to a lot of different complications with his organs. So when we found out that he had diabetes, it was too late. We did not know what the symptoms of diabetes. So when we saw visible changes in him, it was already quite bad. When we went to the vet, then we found out, he had diabetes, and she said it's been a while, but you could have realized this sooner, but we didn't because we did not know what are the symptoms. So when we went to the vet, he was hospitalized, and 3 or 4 days later, we brought him home and he passed on at home. So it all happened within a week. We brought him to the vet, he was hospitalized. Every day, every night, we will go down to the hospital and he just looked so tired, and he'll just give you that eyes why am I here? And he refused to eat. So at the vet, I was the vet kept telling me to talk to him and say get him to eat, because the vet, she believed that Junior would get better. But when I look at Junior, I'm just thinking I was not sure anymore, because he really looked like a different dog. So on the third night or the fourth night, we decided that we want to bring Junior home, because he looks like he was suffering and he looked like he wanted to go home. So when we brought him home, he was just lying there, and he was just lying there. So we just spoke to him. The vet still believed that he would get better, so she sent us home with a bunch of medicine and a bunch of injections, and she taught me how to do the injection for Junior. But I didn't get to that lah because he passed on that night at midnight. He was just holding on, and like my mom spoke to him, and after like I think 1-2 hours later, he just took his last breath, and like he just passed on like that. So it was really expensive. Like I think every vet visit and every like steroid jab and stuff, it was like at least $300. Then there are times where he has to go through all the blood tests and stuff, then can like easily go up to $600. So it's like I think quite a bit of expenses was spent on Junior, and in that last week of his life, like I think it was only 3-4 days, but it was like over $1,000. So it's definitely very expensive. Like you have to think of the medical and all the food and everything. So yeah, having a pet is very expensive. Yeah. I guess I felt really horrible because when he was at the vet, he was really looking very different from the Junior that I know. My dog was really fluffy, but then because he suddenly like lost a lot of weight, he suddenly was extremely tired. He didn't even want to eat his favorite treat, even though it was like right in front of him. So I was devastated lah. I was like I really felt like a very bad owner because I didn't know that he was showing signs that he was sick. It was only until when like I really could see the change, it was really too late. So yeah, I felt really bad that I didn't discover it earlier. Yeah, I definitely didn't expect him because like when he was looking sick and stuff, I thought it would be like a common flu or something like that. So I really didn't expect him to like just leave us in 4 days. It was a lot of pain, a lot of agony, and I would think there was regret. Regret like because I was the one that insisted to bring Junior to the vet. So part of me felt like I escalated his death because if I didn't bring him to the vet, he wouldn't have took all the different medication, which I felt like escalated the entire process. I felt a lot of blame also. So I remember asking my mom the next day, like, does she blame me for bring Junior to the vet? Yeah, so a lot of regrets lah. That I could have been a better pet owner if I knew better. Yeah. Junior was like really like the sibling I never had because I was the only child, so I'm usually like at home after school alone. So like with Junior there, he'll always be beside me. Although he was like very calm and quiet, but his presence is there. And, like sometimes I will talk to him. When I'm very tired, I'll just lie down on the floor with him, and he'll just like plonk himself beside me. So the day or the week after he like passed on, the house was like super quiet, and I just couldn't bring myself to go home. I had to distract myself a lot. I stayed out just so that I won't be alone at home because it was just too quiet and I was just not used to it. I think distraction was just my coping mechanism. It was a lot of like ups and downs, I guess. Like some days I'll be better. I would think that I'm over his death, but actually I know that I will never be over it. And yeah, it's just people tell me like I should let go. Like it's almost 2 years now, but I still think of him, and I still miss him a lot. Yeah, so I don't think like it's really something that I can cope with, but yeah, it's just distraction. I think I would be more careful with what I like feed Junior. I And I also think that I should have done better research in terms of the steroids and stuff. I mean, it's not proven, but I do feel that, with all these steroids, it kind of lead to other problems that I won't know until later stage. Yeah, and one thing I didn't have was like a support. Like, I think now on Instagram, there's like when you make different friends with other pet owners, there's this community of people that you can get support from. But at that time, I was not very active on Instagram. I had Instagram for him, but I was not very active, so I didn't know who to approach to like seek advice. And all I could do was, listen to professionals and like Google, which sometimes may not be very helpful. So I guess that's something also I would change. Like I would make more friends and like have like that community of people that I can seek help from. Yeah. Sorry, I guess. Like, I don't think I was a good owner. Yeah, and like, I want to apologize to him and maybe like say thank you because he really changed my life, I think. Yeah. But most importantly, I want to apologize to him. Yeah. My advice is really to be prepared for a lifestyle change. Yes, the pet is cute and stuff, but there's a lot of things that you don't see on Instagram because this pet is really dependent on you and you have to make a lot of sacrifices. It's not like you can bring it home and just leave it there. You have to pick after him, you have to decide what is he going to eat, decide what is he going to do and stuff, the treatment that he takes on. So it's really a whole lifestyle change. Yeah, and I think another advice would be to really have that community of people there that that you can approach and seek help from. Yeah. Exciting, expensive, and very heartwarming. Yeah, 3 words. I think the reality is that as a pet owner, after having lost Junior, it's like, my reality is that I never stop thinking about him, even with a second dog. He's always like at the back of my mind. And it's not like something that I can let go. Yeah, so that's my reality. I think like, as a child, when I first got Junior, I only thought about the exciting part, like, I finally have a dog. But I never thought of, like, one day I would be losing this dog, like my companion.